Today we're going to show you how to change the condenser fan motor kit on your refrigerator. It's a really easy job. All you'll need is a 1/4-inch nut driver, a pair of slip joint pliers, 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and a small flat blade screwdriver. Let me show you how we do it. Now the first step in this repair will be to pull the refrigerator far enough forward that you can disconnect the power supply. Simply pull the plug, and that will give us access to the back cover, which is our first step. We'll remove that. It's held in place with 1/4-inch hex head screws. Once we've removed the screws, just tilt that cover out at the bottom and disengage it from the lip across the top. We'll set that aside. Now the condenser fan motor is located just to the right side of the compressor from the back side. Our next step will be to remove that little Kleps nut on the end of the condenser fan motor shaft. So with a pair of slip joint pliers, just grab that nut, and then we'll turn the blade to loosen it. Now we should be able to spin that off with your finger. Slide the blade off. Pull that out through. Now with the fan blade removed, we'll see we have access to the wire connector to the motor. So with a small flat blade screwdriver, just slide it in under that locking tab and lift it up, and we can pull that harness off. Next, we're going to remove the 2 1/4-inch hex head screws that secure the motor to the mounting bracket. And then we can pull the motor out through the opening. Now with the motor and fan removed, we now have access to the 4 1/4-inch hex head screws that secure the mounting bracket to the frame. We're next going to remove those. And pull that water tubing out of the way to give you a little better access to this one. And now you can remove the mounting bracket. Now that we have the motor and bracket on a suitable work surface, we're ready to reinstall the new motor. If your original bracket had this metal plate with it, you can discard that. You will no longer need it. We're simply going to mount that motor on so that the 3 holes in the back of the motor line up with the 3 holes in the bracket, so it will sit like that in the refrigerator. If it's a metal bracket, we're going to use the shorter screw. We won't tighten those up first, we'll just start them. Now we can snug those up. Now if your model had a plastic bracket, you would have used these longer screws. And again, if your original motor had the 4-wire connector, you would not require this adapter. If it had a 3-wire connector, you would need to utilize this piece. This would connect to your existing wire harness, and the 4-prong connector will fit into your motor. Next, we're going to install the blade. So with the pointed end up, we'll sit that over top of the shaft and press straight down until it bottoms out on the stop. And now we're ready to reinstall it in the refrigerator. Now with the motor and fan blade installed to the bracket, we're ready to reinstall that assembly into the frame. So we'll slide it in from the back side. Next we will reinstall the 4 mounting screws that hold it to the frame. I suggest you put them in just hand tight at first until we get them all started. Now with our 1/4" drive ratchet, we'll tighten the 2 bottom ones. And next we'll tighten the top 2. Next we will reconnect the wire harness to the motor. If your model had the wire harness extension kit, you need to make sure that both ends of that are tight. Short locks into place. We'll relocate those water lines into their little slot in that frame. And we're ready to put the back cover on. So we'll tuck the top of it into that little channel first. Now it is important to have that back panel properly positioned and in place. It provides proper airflow for the condenser motor, moving air through the condenser and across the compressor, so that does need to go back on. Now we're ready to reconnect the power and push the refrigerator into place, and our repair is complete.